Before I get started today, I'd like to address the elephant in the room, so if you just humor me for a few moments before I get into my actual review. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm a small channel still, I don't get a lot of views, so when I get a large amount of thumbs down, it's kind of alarming to me. It's even more alarming that I didn't really get a lot of them until I started reviewing this show. So it got me thinking, what exactly did I say that got people all upset? I don't feel like I said anything too derogatory in any of my reviews for this show. So then I checked the analytics on the video, because you can do that as a content creator, and I realized that a lot of people aren't watching the whole video. Surprise, surprise. That also tells me that people are upset with the couch reaction portion of my videos, considering I put them as kind of an intro just to kind of lighten the mood before I get started. That part of the review isn't necessarily meant to be taken seriously, that's just kind of me having fun with the idea of doing reaction videos that people seem to be doing all across YouTube. Didn't think this needed to be said, but my actual in-depth, real thoughts on whatever I'm watching, I typically express those when I'm sitting in front of this backdrop. I, like many YouTubers, spend a lot of time preparing these videos, and I pride myself on being honest and not letting my personal feelings affect how I review something. And I would think most normal, rational thinking people could respect that. I've said this once before and I'll say it again, no property is above criticism. So if you can't handle a difference of opinion, then maybe the internet isn't the place for you. As always, I'm willing to have conversations with people in the comments down below, and you can tell me why I'm wrong. I'm more than willing to listen. But what I'm not willing to do is give in to trolls, because I almost didn't do a review of this week's episode, but then I just thought to myself that I owe it to the people who do appreciate what I do to see this thing through. So I'm back with a review of this week's episode, episode 4 of Wandavision. Before I get started, let's hit that intro.
You said bullshit and experience is all it takes, right?
Right.
Come on and experience some of my bullshit.
Real Shift to me is about changing the culture around movie criticism. You don't have to like something in order to respect it.
You son of a bitch.
It's all for the love of movies. I'd like to dedicate this to everyone who's been down with the channel since day one.
It's showtime.
Wandavision, episode 4. So all the talk surrounding this show, people saying it was too slow, people saying they wanted answers. Well, we definitely got answers this week.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Didn't think everything would be answered in one episode, but that's kind of what happened. It's revealed that Geraldine is a Snap returnee. Her name is Monica Rambeau, and she is an agent of S.W.O.R.D. and the daughter of Brie Larson's BFF. Oh, for joy. So after returning from the Snap, apparently, her mother is dead and she is returned back to active duty. In her first mission, she is sent to the town of Westview, New Jersey, which she comes to find out doesn't actually exist. This, of course, is the site of Wandavision's force field encased sitcom fantasy. So upon investigating the force field that surrounds it, she's sucked in and she's instantly integrated into the sitcom storyline.
That makes sense.
And it's revealed that she's basically just playing along for fear of what might happen to her and possibly just to gain more intel. Next, we're introduced to a member of a new research team that is played by big-breasted Kat Dennings.
Tits.
Who discovers a signal that allows those outside the force field to see what's going on inside. I have to be honest, it was initially pretty difficult for me to take her seriously in this role. I kind of have her locked in my mind as this ditzy character. It's not a deal breaker, it just seemed a bit out of place initially, but she did kind of fall into it by the end of it. So through the course of this episode, Kat Dennings starts to discover more and more about what's going on. She starts to figure out who the people are that are trapped inside this world with Wanda. We get answers about the beekeeper, we get answers about the transmission that Wanda heard through the radio. It felt kind of strange for them to give us all these mysteries in 3 episodes with no answers, and then to just kind of answer all those questions in the 4th episode. It does take a lot of the mystery away, and it kind of makes you think what the rest of the season is going to lean on. I assume it's going to be about the people outside of this world trying to put an end to it, because it's revealed that this is all pretty much Wanda's doing. It's presumably a fantasy set up by her so she can live out her life with Vision that she never got to live, much like I and many others predicted. The positive things I did say about this show that were apparently ignored.
Fuck me, right?
revolved around this being a new, fresh idea for a Marvel property. It's refreshing in that aspect, even if it wasn't something that necessarily hooked me personally. I just appreciated the fact that they were trying to do something different. And now that a lot of the mystery is gone, now it really makes me think, what's next? Unless there's a swerve planned and it's revealed that Wanda really isn't the one doing all this and that she's somehow being manipulated or controlled.
Fuck you!
It's difficult to see where the conflict is going to be coming from moving forward. Again, other than the various agencies outside trying to break down that invisible barrier. I suppose there's a story to be told about Monica wanting to bring Wanda back to reality. Is that intriguing enough to carry the rest of the show? I don't know, you decide. But it appears to be another week of let's wait and see what happens next, which I guess is the goal with a show, so mission accomplished?
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
All I know is that Wanda is clearly dedicated to this reality, and if someone tries to disrupt that reality, it will most likely have serious consequences because I'm sure Wanda ain't having it. She wouldn't just be losing this perfect existence with her dead husband, she would also now be losing the twins that she gave birth to inside this reality. That's assuming she wouldn't be able to take something she created out of that reality. Difficult to say because the rules aren't 100% clear just yet. Overall, it just feels like this episode was designed to answer some of the questions that were lingering after the first 3 episodes, and perhaps be the springboard to go into the next phase of this show. So have you seen WandaVision episode 4? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.